Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Thank y'all for watching this. It's afternoon when I'm feeling. So thank y'all for watching this video. We talking about what I'm using to write the book, write my book, write in general, not just book, just write all through October, November, December, January until we can upgrade. So we'll be using some of these, and if I make some changes, I will definitely let you guys know about the changes that I make. But as of right now, this is what I have. Um, and I just want to say thank you all for. I'm looking at my notes at the moment. I just want to say thank you all for tuning in, and the comments that's being left on the video for people excited to see what's coming, what's it gonna be. And really the whole reason why I'm even doing any of this stuff, and why I'm not really focused so heavily on fountain pen reviews and like buying fountain pens is, one, fountain pens are expensive. Let's just be real about it. And I don't necessarily have the sponsorships to, or I don't have the backing to continue buying fountain pens all the time. And plus, like, I actually want to use my fountain pens for their purpose. I want to write with them. I want to write in general, right? Second, I've had this idea to write a book, and I've started and stopped on a couple different projects, and I kind of want to pick back up on those. I have a flash drive with everything that I've written, like as far as books are concerned, for since like 2017, and so I want to finish what I started. Like that's really like where I'm getting at with this is like I need to finish what I started, and so with that being said, like that's the whole point of this, and I want to show that you can use fountain pens, like they're like, because like on YouTube I found that like when you look up fountain pens, it's always like it's always of just buying more and more and more, right? And I do enjoy the collecting aspect of fountain pens, but I've collected before and I understand where it can lead to. And so I just want to move away from collecting and actually, instead of just looking at them and collecting pens, I want to actually use my pens. And like I just want to get through an entire bottle of ink, and I want to, get through a whole 500 like 500 sheet ream of paper of just like writing in general. So I want to, write and just be active in the community of doing things. And like with this, I want to write these books, and I have something that I feel like I have to say, and I have a story to tell. But as of right now, let's get into it. First and foremost, the number one thing that I'll be using is my iPad. I don't have a laptop at the moment, and that's one of those things that like I want to get a laptop, but as of right now, like it's not really important, I guess. Because like I don't want to continue like buying and stacking up a bunch of things as well. So I want to, and then like I've had this iPad for a while, and I've always talked about in private about like leveraging the technology that we have. Like as of right now, I'm using my iPhone 14 Pro Max to film, and I have this iPad, and I'm like, well, I don't necessarily need a camera or a laptop to do this. Like I have the technology to do what I need to do. I just need to figure out the best way to leverage that particular technology to do what I needed to do. And so for me, I'm using the iPad, and I haven't really gotten down packed on the application I want to use to write. I think we'll make a video about that a couple of like sometime later on once I get to sit down and actually write. And then I want to make a plan for what I'm doing. So right now I'm using Millernote to to do all my things, and Millernote is free. They have a pro version where you can have unlimited amounts of boards and all sorts of things. So I personally like Millernote. I heard about it on watching another YouTube channel, and I checked it out, and the learning curve isn't too steep. I know that's one of the things that like really bothers me about certain things, is like having like a really steep learning curve to be productive. And I think productivity kind of sucks when you have to learn something that's super difficult and super complex, because it kind of defeats the purpose of productivity, right? So I use Millernote a whole lot. I use it on my iPad, my phone. I use it on my desktop computer. I'll just sit there and like I'll storyboard or mood board and just brainstorm all the ideas. So on the iPad, it's definitely worth it. And this is just a regular iPad. It's not a Air or Pro. Maybe I'll upgrade one day in the future, but as of right now, this is what I have, and I'm really excited about it. It does what I need to do. Next, I have a keyboard, and this is a Keychron K6 I got off Amazon. It wasn't that expensive. I'll put the link in the description for the Amazon. It's a 60%, so I'm able to carry it in my bag. Bluetooth. It's also USB-C, so I can plug it into my computer. It has 3 Bluetooth connections, so it's connected to my desktop computer at home. I can use it wireless and wired there, and I have it on my iPad, and I have it on my computer at work too, my work laptop, which I do take home sometimes. And it has all the features. This is a mechanical keyboard with Gateron red switches, and they came lubed from the factory when I got this keyboard. So if you know anything about mechanical keyboards, like this is actually a really good deal. I'll let you listen to it. So it's pretty cool. It does what I needed to do, and again, like I'm all about like the simplicity aspect of it and just keeping it as simple as possible and just moving forward. The next thing that I have, obviously, like I like to take notes and I like to physically write, and I think that when I come up with a better plan, I'm gonna pick up one of the stories that I started and finish it for November. All of October, I want to be able to rewrite at least a good portion of it, but I want to rewrite it like by hand, so that I can like understand what I wrote back then, and then like make some changes, and then take the story where it's going, because it's like 60 pages as of right now. Like I found it and I opened up in a notepad, and it's like 60 some odd pages. So I want to rewrite it, and October is Inktober, so it just works out well because I'll be using this fountain pen, and probably this one for the majority of the time, because it's blue, is fine. And it's one of those pens that has come out to be one of my favorite pens that I bought it just because it was a T, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about it, but it actually turned out to be one of my favorite pens. So yeah, that's pretty much like what I'm gonna end up doing, and I'll make videos about that too all October. But first and foremost, what we're gonna do in October, which brings me to like my next piece of equipment that I'm probably gonna be using, is this notebook to create a writing plan. And that's something that like I failed to do, and I think that's one of the reasons why I failed to continue on and finish the stories, because I had no plan. I was really just writing by the seat of my pants, and I think that was okay for the time. But as of right now, like I don't want to say I'm busy, but like I have a lot of things going on. I have family obligations, I have work obligations, like things going on. So it's like I need to have a plan so I can set aside time. Like, all right, this is when I'm gonna write. And I think that will help me out a lot in creating, when I'm like, this is my time to sit down and create and do what I need to do. So first and foremost, probably the next video you'll see is me creating the plan in here, and then implementing it into Millernote, and possibly like on my phone, and just going with the plan that way. Potentially I also want to get an iPad stand so I can stand this up right here and like type while I'm on my lunch break, because I feel like that's probably when I'm gonna have the most time to do it, is when I'm sitting here and just going off and doing that while I'm eating, and then like brainstorming, and then possibly like not even like doing like a full session, but doing like a 20-minute session here or there, and then just trying to get it in when I can, because I feel like that's pretty much like how I'm going to end up having to do this. And it might end up taking a little bit longer because of that, because I'm only going to be able to do a 20-minute session here or a 30-minute session there. But I think that will work out better, because I'll be able to take notes and be like, this is see where I want to go, and like map it out, and figure out a workflow that works for me and my schedule for right now. I will also come back and always do fountain pen reviews, because I do have some pens on deck that I really want to get and do reviews on. And so like I want to get a Pilot pen, like a Pilot Custom 823, and probably the 743, I think that's what it is. and maybe like a Sailor pen, and eventually I want to get a Mont Blanc. I know that's kind of like cliche, but I want to get one. If not anything, just to like try it out and see if I like it and see how I want to go about it. But I digress. Back on topic with the toolbox of things that I'm gonna be using. I carry everything in my bag right now. It's a 511 bag, and I'm not really a big fan of the 511 bag. I get it, but this bag, if you know the brand 511, like, you know that it's for a different purpose than carrying your things. So I don't really want to jump into like the purpose of it, but this brand is not necessarily, it doesn't work because I like it, but it doesn't work for what I need to do or carrying on the day-to-day basis. So I saw a bag that I want to try. It's kind of expensive. The Macaroon Standard. It has like the buckles. I put a picture of it up on here, and so I want to give that a try because it has the compartments that I need. It can, carry the things that I like, and plus I like to carry a lot of things in my bag. Like, I have this massive water bottle that, like, it has like pockets in it. I'll probably downsize that water bottle as well, and you can put the things inside your bag. So I kind of want to try that out. And then I saw it on Jet Pens. I want to try that out, and I also want to get some pencils as well. Get some Blackwing pencils. So we'll see how that goes. But as of right now, like, that's pretty much it on the things that I have, and it doesn't seem like it's a lot, which is good because I want to keep the setup as light as possible, and I want to keep as much things like in the cloud as possible. Again, like leveraging technology or leveraging, me as a tech person as well, and not keeping all that stuff like on my desktop and like being forced to sit at that computer and write all the time, even though I don't have the time to sit at the computer and do it. Like, I understand, like, I don't want to be like, well, I can't do it unless I'm sitting here. I can't do it unless I'm at my desk doing it and like focus on that. Like, I don't want to be constrained to that. I don't want to be, tied to the desk in that way. That's another reason why, like, I have the website as well. So it's like I can do daily posts on that, and the daily posts on the website really help with the reps of getting into the mind frame of writing, and posting on the blog and all of those things. And so yeah, that's pretty much like what I'm probably gonna be using. Like, again, if I make changes, I'll definitely like show you guys and keep up with that. And I definitely want to like get into maybe like streaming when I get to like an editing point where like I'm done and like I'm starting to edit and doing some other things when I have like a little bit more time. But as of right now, this is just kind of how it has to be. So with that being said, thank you all for watching and staying tuned and like following along with me on this journey. It's kind of a daunting task. I really feel that, but it's not something that I can't do. And so we'll take our time and we'll do it, and we'll get through it, and we'll make the best of it, and we'll make the best work possible. And so again, I appreciate everybody who watched this video. Subscribe, leave comments and likes and suggestions, and I do read every single comment, even if I don't even.